Alright, picture this. Thousands of years ago, someone somewhere decided to drag 50-ton stones across a field. To make what? A cosmic calendar? A giant art project? Or just a mess with future archaeologists? Welcome to the mystery of the Megaliths, where the often epic past laughs at us in plain sight, and we're still not in on the joke. In case you're wondering, the word megalith actually means really big stone. Not very imaginative, I know, but these just weren't piles of rock. They're usually lined up, carved and placed like some kind of prehistoric IKEA display, just with way worse instructions. Let's look at Göbekli Tepe, 12,000 years old, sitting on a dusty hilltop in what's now southeastern Turkey, near the Syrian border. We're supposed to believe that it was built before humans had time to do anything but hunt and nap. Long before humans had organised religion, architecture, or even settled villages. The carvings show animals, snakes, birds and wild beasts, like some ancient emojis. But here's the kicker. It was deliberately buried around 10,000 years ago. That's right, buried. Like somebody said, okay, show's over, and covered it up with 500 dump trucks of dirt. We know it wasn't a natural collapse because the fill was carefully packed, full of crushed limestone, tools, and even animal bones, laid in such a way that it only made sense if someone meant to preserve it. No toppled stones, no earthquake rubble, just a deliberate burial. Carbon dating doesn't work on rock, but all the organic stuff that was used in the dirt, it gives us the date. Kicker number 2, only 5 to 10% of this site has yet been excavated. Who buries their own temple, unless they were hiding something, or trying to preserve a message? Then there's Carnac, on the windswept coast of Brittany in northwestern France. We're talking more than 3,000 standing stones, some up to 20 feet tall, spread across fields in near perfect rows for over 2 miles. No inscriptions, no carvings, no clear purpose. Just stones, thousands of them, lined up like a Neolithic traffic jam. Some say it's a prehistoric calendar, others think it was ceremonial. Some say it was even territorial. The truth? We have no idea. But just to see it, we know it wasn't random. Lining up 3,000 rocks of this size without cranes or blueprints takes serious intention, whatever that intention was. Maybe they had a lot of free time. And Yonaguni? For this one, we need to look underwater off the coast of Japan. It literally looks like a sunken city. Massive terraces, huge stone steps, flat platforms, all carved into solid bedrock about 80 feet below the surface of the sea. Some believe it was built when the sea levels were lower, maybe 10,000 years ago, before the end of the last ice age, when that whole region would have been dry land. Then the oceans rose, swallowed it whole, and left behind this puzzle on the seafloor. Others say it's just nature showing off. Tectonic shifts and erosion, sculpting the rock into neat square patterns. Either way, it doesn't look accidental. It's like someone was building with blueprints at the bottom of the sea. And now it just sits there, holding its breath, waiting for someone to discover its secrets. Atlantis, anyone?
Atlantis? You always reach for myths when confronted with the unexplainable. You're not entirely wrong. You're just not nearly curious enough.
But these sites do feel like some kind of cosmic prank. They're too perfect, too strange, too connected. Here's where things start to get strange, literally. From Japan all the way to Malta, these stones share weirdly consistent features. Spirals, animal symbols, geometry, and even alignment with the sun at certain times of the year, which all screams, shared blueprint, hand it around. Were they talking to each other across continents? building to the same celestial patterns, Orion's belt, summer and winter sunrises, as if they all got the same memo. Or maybe they connected through the ley lines, Earth's ancient Wi-Fi, still waiting for us to log in. Let's take Stonehenge for example. Looks impressive and mysterious, right? But get this, parts of it were actually rebuilt in the 20th century. Someone decided that it didn't look tidy enough. They literally lifted stones with cranes, straightened them, and even set them in concrete. That's right, your favourite ancient mystery had a renovation do-over. Some of what we see today? It's basically a 1950s home improvement episode.
Home improvement? How charming. You think the key to ancient mysteries is to rearrange them into something familiar, even if it means losing their essence.
Maybe. Or maybe we're just doing what we've always done, trying to make sense of the past with the tools we have now, usually by making a square peg fit into a round hole. What if these stones were something more than just monuments? What if they were ancient advanced technology? Resonators, calculators and calendars. Maybe they were even machines left behind by an ancient civilization that came before us. They must have had knowledge that we've forgotten. Flood myths, sky gods and ancient power grids. It's embedded into every culture on Earth. Göbekli Tepe's deliberate burial is still one of the biggest mysteries in archaeology. Who buries something that huge, that detailed, and just walks away? It's like the Louvre in France saying, let's just bury this museum underground and pretend it never happened. Or were the buriers of Göbekli Tepe trying to protect the message for us in the future? Seems a sensible way to preserve it, especially if you knew a cataclysm was approaching. And Stonehenge? After its 20th century facelift, who even knows what was original and what was curated? Some estimate up to 1/3 of the stones had their positions adjusted. We're basically trying to decode star maps with broken compasses and adjusted charts, guessing at ancient systems with half the pieces missing or rearranged. And still, we keep trying.
Understanding was never the point. Observation, memory, alignment. You'll comprehend when the time is right.
Until then, we'll keep questioning and observing. It's what we do. It's who we are. Here's what gets me. Göbekli Tepe? Built around 9600 BCE. That's 7,000 years before Stonehenge, and thousands of years before agriculture really took off. Its size, including the yet-to-be-uncovered areas, is massive, over 20 football pitches. That's roughly the same footprint as the Vatican City. Imagine discovering the tip of the Empire State Building poking up out of the sand, then realising the entire building and New York City are still buried below. That's Göbekli Tepe. And it wasn't made by grand empires or great city builders. We're told it was constructed by scattered tribes, people with no writing, no wheel, and no metal tools, at a time before they'd even figured out agriculture. And not forgetting, of course, it was deliberately buried, on purpose. And we've no idea why they did that. Crazy, right? Official word is they've paused digging until the digging tools technology improves. No, really. Unofficially, that's how you buy time when you found something you don't want to explain yet. Stonehenge? Solstice aligned. Some of the stones came all the way from Wales, hauled over 180 miles without wheels. And let's not forget the 20th century renovation team, who gave it a little makeover with cranes and concrete, an ancient mystery with a side of scaffolding. The Carnac stones in France? More than 3,000 megaliths lined up in rows, some stretching for over 2 miles. The tallest stones are over 20 feet high. These aren't stepping stones, they're multi-ton giants placed in an eerie alignment. No inscriptions, no carvings, no obvious purpose. Just precision, repetition, and maybe obsession. Maybe it was an ancient landing strip. Who knows? No networking, no laser alignment, just stone, starlight, sweat, and a stubborn vision. We joke about Wi-Fi lines, ancient cities, and alien calendars, but maybe the real miracle is that these early human communities, scattered across time and continents, looked up and built something eternal. Maybe we've been misjudging our far ancestors, but something tells me they might have had a little help along the way. This video took a lot of time and research to put together, so if you enjoyed it, please consider liking, subscribing and sharing. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to bring more content like this your way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.